Hey everyone, you're watching In Studio, and today we have Esme Creed-Miles. Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Thanks so much for coming in.
No worries.
How was your day going so far?
Pretty jet lagged.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I'm good.
Where'd you fly from?
I flew from London.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where you live?
I live in
right?
London. Yeah.
How do you like LA?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's sunny.
It is sunny.
Yeah.
You came on a good day too because it was
Yeah.
raining recently.
Yeah.
Now you're here to talk all things Hanna, which hits Amazon on Friday, March 29th. For those who haven't seen it, because this is going to come up before anyone sees it, what would you give as your best preview for the show?
I think what's really exciting about it is it's a girl discovering the world for the very first time. And so you're provided with, I guess, unconditioned, raw humanness, contrasted by the craziness of the modern world and how conditioned we all are.
That's a good summary, I think.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw the first trailer for it, it actually aired during the Super Bowl, and I remember just the whole room being like silent and so engaged by it. Do you remember when you first saw the promo for it? Or?
It's funny because when there was like a huge conference call with Amazon and they were all like, okay, so we're going to have a trailer in the Super Bowl. And I was like in my bedroom in London on my phone, like, oh, cool, yeah, what's that? Because I didn't know, because we don't it's not a big thing over there. But apparently it was huge, so that's really sick.
Everyone was like stunned by it. It was just super
great.
And now the show is great too for people who get to see it.
Yeah.
Now I know the casting process was pretty extensive. What do you remember most about your audition and kind of the audition process?
I remember training with my dad for it, because my dad's been doing martial arts for like 20 years. Yeah. And we like sort of did a little bit of Hanna prep before the shows. We were really like, you know, I was doing a bit of boxing, and I really wanted to put it off. I worked really hard to get it up. Yeah.
Now, growing up, did you train with your dad before kind of the show? Or
no,
did you,
I was like, that is so lame.
So he must have been excited about the show, because he's like, oh, now you get to train with me.
Yeah, I guess he was really excited about it. Yeah, he was, I think, more happy than I was when I got the part. I had to calm him down. But yeah, I think loves like martial arts and old kung fu movies and that kind of stuff. I remember I watched Raging Bull's one of my favorite films.
Oh my gosh.
And like I just love, I mean I know it's not the same, but Robert De Niro's performance in that was so crazy, and I just kind of wanted to bring a little bit of that into it. So all those like old fighting.
It's close. I think you're very close to Robert De Niro on this, actually.
Oh, thanks. That is such a compliment. Wow.
What first drew you to Hanna and this character in this story?
It's funny because when people ask me that question, it's like, well.
Oh damn! Well, throw out that question if you've already been asked.
Oh no, sorry, no. It's just that like, as a young actor, I didn't like go, oh, I choose this. Yeah. You know, that's not how it works. I didn't choose. I mean, it's just a great opportunity for a young working act. I mean, I couldn't really have hit a better I mean, I'm so lucky. So, it wasn't really a case of like, what drew me to the role. It was more like, how can I draw these guys towards me? Because it was just obviously just such a sick project to be a part of.
You've called Hanna though like really weird, but in the best way possible. So how are you similar to her?
How am I similar to her? I'm kind of not. I wish I was similar to her. She's
I'd be very scared of you right now if you weren't similar.
Yeah, don't cross me. No. She's kind of I think what was the most liberating thing was this idea of playing someone who's completely hasn't internalized any male gaze. She's literally grown up in the wilderness, and so her understanding of life is almost simpler and a little purer, I think, than we allow ourselves to see things now, because everything is so crazy all the time. And what was fantastic, you know, I wasn't playing someone who was unpackaging all of this internalized misogyny. I was playing someone who was completely absolved of convention, who was just free in who they were. And so despite the fact that she's been trapped, she's also a lot more liberated than a lot of the people that she meets in the free world. Like, for example, Sophie, who becomes her good friend. And there's a brilliant juxtaposition between, you know, the conditioned teen and this just almost like genderless animal that Hanna is.
In episode 2 specifically, she kind of learns this world of a teenager being a teenager, and it's a really foreign world to her.
Yeah.
Was that kind of fun to show that side of her because of how we were first introduced to her in the show, or?
Yeah, I think so. It was funny for me as well, just because I'm a very introverted person. I don't really go out, so it was like I was sort of living vicariously through this person of just discovering everything again, and just like rediscovering friendship and love and life and
Snapchat.
Yeah, I mean I don't have it.
Neither do I. Yeah.
No, yeah.
One of the other episodes that kind of stood out, and I was actually like screaming at my screen, was episode 3.
Yeah.
And it was really action packed, but it also showed the side of Hanna where you kind of think her father is protecting her father, played by Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, she kind of has this desire to protect him, and she's almost protecting him and chasing after him and kind of worried about him. Can you kind of talk about that dynamic? And
I mean, I think it
changes in episode 4.
I think it's inherent of most parental relationships is this idea that actually the way that parents are sometimes more dependent on their children than their children are dependent on them. And a lot of the show is really about family dynamics and family dramas, and it's really, I think that's what makes it really empathetic as well, and it's something that families will be able to watch together and enjoy because of that kind of catharsis of experiencing, you know, the breakup and of dad and daughter, of the way that kids eventually want to fly the nest, and how heartbreaking I think that can be for parents. And I think that Hanna has basically, she's really taken care of her dad. And Eric's character is super interesting because he provides us this like paradigm of kind of stoicism and kind of toxic masculinity and possessiveness and all of this stuff that I think are sort of typically the less likable attributes of manhood or constructs of manhood. And Hanna kind of is very removed from that, or is trying to remove herself from that. But along with that comes a lot of love, you know. It's all she's ever known, so she's trying to protect him. And so actually that relationship was super interesting to explore on screen, and I think it's going to be hugely fun for people to watch because it's so similar to everything every teenager and parent is kind of going through.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't have the same upbringing as Hanna, obviously, because of...
Just
it's very rare, but
very rare.
relating to that is...
How many people have been CIA engineers? Yeah.
One of a kind. The series is based on the 2011 film by the same name. Did you see it at all before filming? Did you?
I was a fan of the movie.
Oh, cool.
It's a sick film. Yeah. So that was, I mean, part of the reason I knew it was going to be cool was because the movie was cool. I didn't watch it prior, especially because I didn't want to. Saoirse's performance is so badass, and I didn't want to try and rip her off because I feel like that would be disrespectful to like her kind of craft. And I think what sort of came out of that was that this version is slightly more grounded, you know, like the movie is kind of, she's this ethereal, otherworldly character, whereas this Hanna is more of a normal teenager.
You mentioned Saoirse Ronan, who stars in Hanna.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of hers, and what other roles, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, she's a legend. I mean, she's just a really talented young woman, and I think she's really cool. What
did you learn about yourself from filming over those 6 months?
I think, oh my God, what do I learn about myself? Well, like, I don't
You're
know.
Getting deep.
Oh yeah, we're getting deep in this interview. I don't know what I learned about myself. I learned that I need exactly 8 hours of sleep a night.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's, I'd say, the most important thing that I learned.
Now, going back to the martial arts training and the stunts, Joel has kind of said that he loves martial arts and he loved the training.
Yeah.
What were your favorite memories from training and your least favorite memories from training?
I don't know. I enjoyed the training a lot. I had a brilliant trainer, Sylvie, who was badass, and I found it very cathartic, just like physically expressing myself.
Yeah.
I'd never been able to do that before because I was never a sporty kid. I was always very...
You said you didn't like sports.
Yeah, I didn't like sports. No, I was like hiding in the locker room. And then on this, I just had to get over it, and eventually I was able to harness. Like discovering your physicality is really empowering.
We're going to play our staple game here called Fishing for Answers. Are you up for it?
Oh, I'm up for it. I'm ready.
Can you fish? Do you know how to fish?
No.
So you're just going to grab a question, and just read it out loud.
Hanna isn't too familiar with social media. What is your favourite emoji to use? Emojis are ridiculous.
I don't like them, actually.
Social media is also ridiculous. And the modern world is absurd. And if I were to use one, it would be the black heart.
That's a good one. You can just toss that if you want.
What's your favourite memory from working with Joel Kinnaman and Mireille Enos? Joel convinced me to try a burger.
Okay, that's
I don't
good.
eat red meat, but I did try a
Oh
burger.
gosh.
It was delicious, but you know what? The planet is more important. So
That's true.
I'm not going to eat any more burgers. Yeah. What is the last TV series you binged? Twin Peaks?
Oh, cool. I still haven't watched it. I still need to.
It's good.
Yeah.
New
That's what
series.
everyone says. I'm behind. There's a really
Or
fun one in
BoJack
there.
Horseman.
Okay, that's the best.
So good. This is what is your favourite movie theatre snack? And I like a handful of almonds because I'm very healthy.
That's good. That's a good one.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm being totally ironic.
What is
so
what is your favorite movie theater snack?
No, I don't know, like popcorn.
I was like, that's a good one. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Just a handful of almonds.
Almonds, just almonds.
You know.
If you throw them at people, if they're being loud,
Just
that's
like
a
broccoli.
perfect thing to throw.
I
yeah.
love broccoli when I'm watching a film.
Last one.
Last one. If Hanna were a character on Family Guy, what would that look like? Oh fuck! Oh, sorry.
It's fun.
I want to
yeah,
say
would you-
Meg. I feel like such a deep soul connection to Meg. I feel like, you know what? I love Family Guy. I love it. But it is really problematic, and I would love to unpick some of the comedy in that because I
Yeah.
really feel like it's an issue for me. And I don't know if it's like being permissive of misogyny or just like showing it as a thing that it is and being like sending it up a bit. But I feel sorry for Meg. It's not fair.
It's not.
No. Hannah's an outcast, so is Meg. Hanna and Meg would be friends.
That would be like a good dynamic duo.
Yeah, they would. They'd be a sick dynamic duo.
Coming to theaters and
Yeah.
screens soon.
Me and Mila Kunis.
Yeah. Have you
Love
met
her.
her at all, or is she like
No.
is she like your dream person to meet? Or?
I don't know. She's very cool. I like Mila Kunis.
Yeah,
I don't
she's
know what I dream, but yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
No worries.
You can catch Hanna on Amazon on March
Amazon
29th.
Prime, March
Amazon Prime.
29th.
Check it out.